learning the handstand my way. On my journey from zero to now handstand push-ups, 90-degree handstand push-ups, I've learned a lot. I've done many different exercises, many different progressions, and I figured out what works and what doesn't work. And now let me share it with you. I'm not going to just tell you all the progressions and how many seconds you need to hold each one of them to be able to continue to the next progression. I'm going to guide you on the path, no matter your level, just to go to the handstand, and after that, be on it. For starters, you're going to need some shoulder strength to be able to hold your whole body upside down and to be comfortable upside down. So let's work on that. At first, some of you might be scared to get upside down, which is completely normal. Some of you might be scared to go to the handstand because you think that you're going to fall. So don't worry about it. We're going to cover that also. First, the minimum requirement to be able to start training the handstand is to be able to do 20 push-ups, so that you have the strength on your shoulders and triceps to push yourself in the air. Now let's begin with the first step of getting your body upside down, which, as you may know, a progression is the pike hold. With this exercise you want to be almost upside down and you want your head to be upside down. You want to push with your legs as much as you can. Focus on pushing your whole body above your head and above your hands so that you can feel it all in your shoulders, that you're pushing the ground. The first tip I want to give you to know exactly where your head is in the right place. As your hands are on the ground, I want your eyes to look in the middle of your hands and create an imaginary line. You want to balance with your head. As you can see, if my head is completely that way, I'm falling in that direction. And it is the same other way. If I go upwards like this, I'm going to fall on the other direction. So it is important to have your head in between your arms, create that line, and just hold with your whole body. Try to keep your whole body in a straight line and engage your whole body. Your arms, your legs, your glutes, your toes, so that you know that you're in a straight line. You can feel all of your body parts being in a single straight line. The next progression that I like to call it the half handstand. It is half because only your lower body is touching the ground and is not straight. Why should we focus on this progression? It is mainly going to work on your fear of being upside down. Now, your upper body is more upside down than the pike position. Now you're going to feel a lot more engagement in your arm and how you're pushing your body and being upside down. I'm not going to give you a baseline on how much seconds you need at each progression to be able to go to the next one. It is personal, because someone may feel strong doing 3 to 4 seconds and some may feel weak doing 20 seconds. So work on your strength. When you feel like this progression is easy, move to the next progression. And if you want to get stronger in this progression, don't just hold it. Do exercises to strengthen your shoulders, just like pike push-ups, normal push-ups, dips also, weighted dips, weighted push-ups, all of these different exercises. Now we will take a big step and move to the scariest progression, which is the handstand on just a wall. It is the scariest because you're actually in a handstand upside down. You don't know if you're going to fall, you don't know if you're able to catch yourself or if the wall is going to catch yourself. So let me explain that. For starters, I want your whole body to be one hand in front of the wall. You put one hand like this, and then you're going to have your head in this position right here and your arms beside it. After that, I want you to just try and kick. Just kick. Kick as many times as you need. I want you to just kick, no matter how strong. You can kick your legs up around right here. It is about getting the confidence and removing the fear to get upside down. Don't just go in right away if you're not confident. At first start with just a single kick, a small kick, small kicks, then start with a bigger kick, then again with a little bit bigger kick, and also to kick with the leg that you're most comfortable with. And the other leg, I want you to keep it straight. Don't just kick with one leg, kick your body with both legs. And practice kicking with both legs. After you kick with the left leg, try to kick with the right leg. And most importantly, after you have kicked up a couple of times and you're more confident than your last attempt, you're going more up and up than before. I want you to straighten up the leg that you're kicking with so that you can get more and more upwards. Because if your legs are tucked, they're going to drag you down to the ground and you're not going to be able to actually kick to the wall. Now, after you're strong enough to hold your body, I want you to give it your all and kick to the wall, almost as hard as possible, so that you're guaranteed to land on the wall, not just in the middle of the handstand. Kick as hard as you can. Once you kick as hard as you can, I want you to straighten your legs and just hold in that position. At first, it is okay if your form is not good. We're focusing now on removing the fear of being upside down. After you have done that a couple of times and on a couple of days, you're pretty comfortable. You don't have that fear anymore. Now we want to improve that bad form and make it good. We're going to turn ourselves. We did the handstand with the back against our wall. Now we're going to switch up and we're going to have our chest to the wall. We're going to do that by walking to the wall. Get in a position here and just walk on the wall with both feet and push yourself from the ground. In this position right here, I want you to push with your shoulders, strengthen your legs and strengthen your abs so that you have complete control over your body. And try to keep your head tucked in between your arms. As I said, make that imaginary line and look in between your hands. How do you get now out of this position? The same way you came back. You came up. If you don't have the strength yet, I want you to just do walks. Go up, go down. Go up, go down. And with time, you're going to get stronger. You're not going to achieve the handstand in just one day if you're starting from zero or pike, if you don't have the strength. And now, if you have the strength and you're lacking the perfect form for a long time, I want you to work on your mobility right here. Now, before moving to the freestanding handstand, we need to know how to fall and land properly on the ground. And if you cannot fall properly by turning your body, you're just going to fall on your back just like a front flip and probably injure yourself. So how do we fall? First, we need to turn our body to either the right or the left side. I turn to the right side because my right hand is dominant. Now, we are going to do it that way. Again, we're going to walk on the wall. We're going to push with our legs so that, let's imagine we're going to fall. I'm going to turn my body 90 degrees to the right and land on my feet, just like this. If you're scared at first to try it with being upside down like this, go a little bit lower, just like this, and try it that way. After you have done it for once or two times, I want you to practice it over and over and over again until you're comfortable with being upside down, kicking yourself harder from the wall and turning your body so that you can land safely on the ground. As you can see, now I'm going to go up, go here in the handstand position. I'm going to push hard and turn my body as fast as I can so that I can prevent landing on my back and land on my feet safely. We're not going to transition to the freestanding handstand just yet. We need to prepare for that. And how we're going to do it? As I said earlier, our position on the handstand on the wall was around one hand between the wall and ourselves. Now we're going to have it a hand and a half. We're going to go a little further from the wall. We're going to try to push ourselves up and we're going to try to hold the handstand position. And if we cannot hold the handstand position yet, we're just going to fall on the wall. We have one hand and a bit. Our hands are going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width. If I'm scared, I'm going to kick just a little bit more now. But now I'm a lot scared and I'm going to kick harder and land on the wall. We don't want to hold this position right here. We want to get away from the wall and go to the proper handstand. First, we're going to put our head and look in between our arms, just as I said, that imaginary line. After that, we're going to engage our core and our legs so that we have the complete position. And most importantly, if you cannot see my hands, we're going to try to squeeze the ground so that we have the balance. With being on hands, you're balancing only with your fingers. You're keeping yourself from not going to the wall with your fingers, and again, as I said, with your head. If you are on parallels, you're going to have to push the front part of the parallel to the ground. As you see me, sometimes I'm using parallels, and that is because when I'm on the ground, my wrist starts hurting a lot. So that with the parallel, I can prevent it. And also, when I go outside in the park, I go to deep bars, which are a lot higher. I can also do the handstand there. But at first, I want you to learn it on the hands. Now again, we're going to go one hand and a half. We're going to try again and again and again until we feel comfortable. We're going to push just a little bit more than the previous time, but not as much so we land on the wall. just like this, okay, and we're going to balance with our fingers. I forgot to mention this before. You have two possible ways. You either go to the wall or either go on the other side. You're going to fall. To prevent going to the wall, you're going to try to squeeze the ground with your fingers. But what happens if you go the other way? Here you don't have any force stopping you. As our hands are straight, we're going to bend them a little bit and go forward with our body so that we don't lose a balance. And if you continue to fall away from the wall, this is caused by two major issues. The first one is that you're not kicking hard enough so that you end up in the handstand position, or two, you don't have the mobility in your shoulders to hold the straight handstand and you're trying to push, go the other way. A third way, which is your head. If you try to do a handstand and your head is right here, you're not going to be able to hold the handstand because you're going to be a lot arched and your legs are naturally going to fall in that direction. So put your head in between the shoulders and have the straight line between your hands. If my head is completely that way, I'm falling in that direction, and it is the same other way. If I go upwards like this, I'm going to fall on the other direction. Now we're going to go a step further away from the wall. I have one last exercise to be able to get to the good handstand and get to a nice and straight handstand before moving on to the freestanding handstand. So you're going to go 2.5 hands away from the wall, but when you kick to the wall, I want you to have one leg bent. I'm going to show you now. See how one leg is bent and the other one is straight. When you have here that balance, I want you to just let go of that leg and try to balance your whole body with it and keep it straight. Again, keep your legs straight, push with your hands, and keep your whole body engaged. Now you're ready for the freestanding handstand. First, before holding the freestanding handstand, I want you to just try kick a little bit more, just like as we did with the wall handstand. But when you kick, when you think that you're almost in the position of being in the handstand, I want you to kick even more so that you can prepare your body and mind for falling, to practice the turning. First, as I said, we're going to kick a little bit, we're going to kick a little bit more, and now we're going to kick more so that we go over the handstand and we can actually practice turning our body. But if you're scared of going that way, first, as I said, just go a little bit and then turn. Go a little bit more and then again turn. Then now we're going to send it. Go to the handstand and now turn, so that you can practice falling safely and landing on the ground. Now, after you have removed the fear of falling and you have a little bit more control over your body, we're going to try the handstand. And it is okay if you don't have the perfect form just yet. Now we're going to try it, okay, and boom. One more way, as you might be seeing me go to the handstand, is to get a lot more easier into the handstand position. I bend my arms a little bit so that I don't need to push as hard with my legs as if my hands were straight. And if your arms are always straight, you might lose the mind-muscle connection of knowing when to resist with your hands and with your fingers, because you're going to think, oh, my arms are straight, I'm not going to engage them, and you're just going to fall and fall. Now, you have practiced this all over and all over again. You have the strength to do the handstand, and you want to get to the perfect form handstand. And for the perfect handstand, you need your wrist, your shoulder, your hips, and your toes to be in a straight line, like this. And as I said, film yourself, because when you film yourself, you can see where you're doing wrong, where you're doing it right. You can see your form compared to others who are doing it right, and you can see what parts you need to engage so that you can have the perfect form. And also, my handstand is not 100% perfect. I don't have the perfect mobility in my shoulders. I'm not a gymnast. I'm not ashamed that my handstand is not as perfect as some gymnasts, and it is pretty close to that in my opinion. I just know how to do it, how to hold it, have complete control over it, and just be in a straight line with the power of my body. And just don't worry if your handstand is not perfect in the beginning. Mine wasn't. I'm still improving it every single workout. So I want you to keep improving every single workout and don't let perfection control your outcome. First, learn it, then you're going to make it perfect along the way. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to see you in the next one.